But so there is a small story, right? In the school, when Galileo found that there is a mass of an object, there was a saying that there was a king to find the purity of some metal, and he was asked that question, and he was keep on thinking, and he was in a bathtub. When he was submerged in the bathtub, he realized that there is a change in the weight of his body. Then he realized that all of a sudden, okay, this is the easy way to find the purity of metal, and the story ends like he just walked out of the tub and he was running on the street, saying that I found out. This story just came like that. So his main purpose was taking a bath over there. His inner mind brings some idea, which might be very new idea for him at that moment. So, similarly, some ideas come to us as well, right? So how to classify these kind of unique things, bad things and good things? Do we need to consider like that, or even if Galileo doesn't consider that idea at that time, will that come to him at a later point of how to take that?
But in this case of Galileo, his main work is not bathing. His main is finding out something. So, in the Thomas Alva Edison case is concerned, many times he forgot whether he has eaten his food or not. So, his work is only in finding out something. So, that alone is the main work. And he is unaware of whether he has taken bath or not. So, then only he got away from the bathtub without having any dress. So, it is said like this.
So they live in that scientific world, and the normal day routines are always kind of a part of it. It's like that, right? So it seems to be like that. Right?
So here, the psychological work, whenever you are in, for example, whenever you are in seriously thinking about planning something, you may not aware of the circumstances itself.
Right.
So here, we are doing some work.
Right.
So psychologically thinking some work is also a kind of work. But it is psychological work, but it related to the external dealings. For that you have to do something. So in that time, you select the work. So you are unaware of the other work. So it is also a kind of work. But what we are trying to say is that purely psychological. Whether we have to arrange ourselves psychologically without any reason to the external world, whether we have to arrange yourself psychologically itself is the question. Psychologically, you need not arrange yourself. You have to put it naturally. It will arrange itself for itself.
Where you're talking about what we are telling you is to discover for yourself there's nothing to attain. Very clear. Then you say, the moment you discover that there's nothing to attain, your mind would reach a standstill point. Now that standstill point, I've come up many times when I've been investigating, saying, oh my God, of course. Freedom has to be my nature. It can't be gained. Boom! Everything goes quiet. Is that the standstill point you're talking about?
Yeah.
Where it just goes quiet? Okay, so
we may unconsciously do something against ourselves. We may struggle with ourselves unconsciously. The very moment you are conscious of your unconscious struggle, unnecessarily.
Yes.
So in this way you have a stop.
But in that, the ahankara can still be there. Is that correct? Or does the ahankara completely disappear at that time? Because I'll say, oh wow, there's no movement. Nothing at all. And yet there's still the ahankara that's aware of that still point. It seems like there's still some sense of I that's aware of the stillness. Aware of, wow. Nothing to say in the moment, nothing to do in that moment, it's just still. But still, this subtle I sense. Is that what you're talking about, that subtle I sense that can still be there at that time, or does that disappear?
The psychological world is concerned, for example, the Shastras, according to the scriptures, they will classify the mind, manam, mind, the intellect,
The buddhi.
ahankara, and another one is
there's
mind, manam, buddhi,
yeah.
siddham. Siddham is the character, intellect, mind. So they classify us in the 4 categories. But all this classification is only related to the external world.
Right.
So because our mind is functioning towards the external world, some have some relationship with the external world. So if it is related to the external world, we have to classify our mind. Whether mind is functioning towards the external world, or intellect is functioning, or our ego is functioning. So it is, if it is related to the external world. But in the psychological world is concerned, no classification is necessary. It is totally mind. Whether it is takes the shape of the ahankara, or I am, or ego, or it is takes the shape of the intellect, or it is the character, whatever it be.
Or the standstill point that you talk about, is that still part of mind? Or is this something that's...
But even though the standstill point happens, we should not give importance to the standstill point itself.
Because I was going to ask you...
It is also treated as a happening as another thing.
Okay.
As is there is no difference between the wandering mind and the standstill.
That's my question.
So in the psychological world is concerned, everything is one. Even ahankar is one, even the emotion is one, even some good feeling alone, everything is one.
Okay. So that standstill point, there's no value in that happening, let's say, again and again and again. There's no value in terms of liberation. There's no value.
But the main thing is only because of the standstill point alone, we are dismissing the earlier struggle. So it gives some tan. It gives some tan to the earlier struggle. So when we are understanding, when we are struggling with ourselves, when we want to free from fear and sorrow unconsciously, the understanding that we are unnecessarily struggling with myself, give you a stand, give you a standstill mind. Then we return to the natural state once again.
So
it gives an agent. It supports us, the agent, to return ourselves to the natural state.
Okay.
But even though it is necessary for that moment, we need not give importance to that. It is also a natural form. We have to take it as a natural.
As a natural. Okay.